outside of that, I was in Iraq before the war, you know, and I warned against it. It's also on my website under issues. You know, it wasn't the thing to do, but I wasn't as important enough so the president could hear me. If I get elected, my knowledge of the Middle East will help whoever it is, if it's President McCain, which most likely it will be. I want to work with that guy. I want to help him because he's got experience of another type of war, of another time. I have experience, like September 4th, I was at the airport when Hayla flew home. She was the American hostage the Iranians had. And I got my tickets, I got my passport, I can show you pictures. You know, I do those things. God only knows why, you know, because I sort of don't exist really, but I do, you know, but I want to come in out of the cold, you know, really. And if I win this primary, a miracle could happen. If not, I'm going to keep telling you what I think. I'm going to keep trying to help America. I'm going to keep facts in the White House, and maybe people hear, you know, what Jack Shepard is saying. And unfortunately, I'm pretty much always right. You know, I said in one of the articles, attacking Iraq will be worse for America than the bombing of Pearl Harbor was for Japan. I was very critical of Shalaby. You know, the jade of the people that he sent to Washington to make up stories to get amnesty and money was not true. I said it. He was staying in Tehran, guarded by the Republican Guard, and we're giving him millions of dollars. You know, it's just, I know these things. I've been out here 25 years, you know. The people in the Senate, unfortunately, they don't travel. When they travel, they're in the car, they got the escort, you know. I've been walking and working among the people for 25 years. I can call the Syrian Minister of Information and publish an article. I really can. You can go look in some of the old editions of the Syria Times, which is the official spokesman of the Syrian government. Thank God, right now, thank God that Syria and Israel through Turkey are talking peace. I would have had that done years ago. You need Syria. You wouldn't have any problems in Lebanon. There's so much to do, and it's getting so bad, so fast, that it's spinning so much out of control. And senators like Coleman, who never went to Vietnam, they don't know what hell is. War is hell. Hell. And Norman Coleman keeps wanting to send our boys to hell. You understand that? 6 more years of him voting Iraq, Iraq, Iraq. No. We can't afford it. And we don't want to have many families in Minnesota and America get a knock on the door and start crying. You know, in Norman, he didn't even serve. This guy, he didn't even serve. This guy. You know, all he serves is the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies. You know, he didn't investigate anybody who gave him money. Only when he investigated was Kofi Annan. A guy like Norman Coleman should tell Kofi Annan, the nicest, wonderfulest, warmest, caring person in the world, to resign. You know, that's a little like the devil talking to God and saying, I'm right, you're wrong, you know. But we can't afford to send Norman Coleman back again for 6 years. If you care about Minnesota, if you're a worker, if you're a normal person, if you want to get us out of this war, you can't afford to do it. So you're only going to get one shot at the guy. It's, you know, you got to vote for Jack Shepard. And then we got him. We got him. Because in the general election, he's got $8 million, and he'll spin, 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 and he'll convince you, you know, that Al Franken had a bad accountant, or Jess Ventura, because he's a wrestler, didn't do this or did that, and he'll talk around everything but his record, and his record stinks. He can't run on issues, you know, because everything. Go to my website. It's jackshepard.com, and it's all about Norman Coleman. Why don't you learn a little bit about the guy before you vote for him? So use me to eliminate Norman Coleman, like a none of the above that Jess Ventura talks about. Important thing is, we don't need, we don't want, and we cannot afford another 6 years of Norman Coleman in the United States Senate. So on September 9th, don't stay home. Get out and vote. Get him out of there while you got a chance. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Not big media, not big business, not trial lawyers, these other special interests. I could go on and on. And during the course of this campaign, I will.
You bet he will. He'll keep taking money from all the big business and the oil and everybody else, and he don't care about people in Minnesota. He wants his corporate air flights. He wants to get $10,000 to speak for a half hour in front of a group of people. Norman, you might have changed your hair, fixed your nose, got everything different, but until you change your heart to accept God and Jesus in your heart, you're never going to be redeemed. You're going to continue to lie, be a sinner, and break the Lord's 10 commandments. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for Minnesota if we send you back to the Senate to embarrass us, to not help us, to continue getting paid off by the big corporations, the oil, the banks, the pharmaceuticals. You know, our old people, they're having trouble getting enough money together to buy the medicine to keep themselves alive. And you voted against having it bid. You voted against things in Iraq. All the contracts were non-bid. You didn't investigate. You sent our troops there without armor. You didn't investigate. You let our troops have pathogens in their blood because the water was all contaminated, and you didn't investigate. You know, we don't need people like you in the U.S. Senate. I'm for voting for Jack Shepard to eliminate Norman Coleman from the United States Senate race and send him back to Brooklyn, and he can start all over again and become a Democrat.